You see what you seen Kwame Brown calling out everybody?
I've been waiting to talk about Kwame. I've been waiting.
Kwame done playing with you niggas. He heard enough, nigga.
Kwame going off. I'm like, how?
That should be sounding hella logical. So I'll be like, hey man, fuck you niggas. Leave Kwame alone, man.
A lot of the shit he said, I agree with.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel like especially when you're talking about Stephen A. Like, I get it, but at the same time, like, you didn't play good. Like, you didn't. Your career was. I mean,
He's
yo,
not
Stephen A.
arguing that.
Never
Yeah.
played.
Like Kwame never argued that I played. Like, I did, but they made it personal by going at him and going at his character and saying he's this type of person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're a bust and all. Like, bro, he was 17, 18 when he came into the league. Like, that's like, you know what I'm saying?
But is he questioning his character just by calling him a bust? Like, to me, I think you're talking about on the court.
It was over.
He was going in on him.
Talk about on the court. If you have no business on the court, why are you talking?
Well, I don't know. I feel like people. I mean,
it's defamation it's defamation. Like, come on, bro. I understand. Like, you can say he wasn't a good player and he could have played better. You can be critical of somebody and not have to really clown a 18-year-old whatever kid at that time where he built. Look, I didn't know who Kwame Brown was until I literally heard Stephen A. start talking about him.
he's a bona fide scrub.
Like,
That's
for
what
real.
he said.
I didn't know who Kwame Brown was, bro. I did not.
That nigga showed his lowlights.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that. Come on
fucked
now.
up.
That's. I
A
mean,
lot
that
of
has.
people in the
Yeah.
NBA want to beat Stephen A.
The man got a family.
I mean, but what is he supposed to do? He's supposed to talk, but he's talking about them on the court. Like,
It's a certain way. I'm not saying you can't criticize them. It's a certain way you're going about it that can be different.
Like, don't criticize me and be disrespectful.
You know what I'm saying? And don't
That's when it turned to something different.
exactly. And then when I see you, expect me to not be upset. Really?
yeah,
Like, you're entitled to your opinion, but I'm entitled to my reaction as well.
that's
period.
true. That's true. But at the same time, it's like I feel like we just be. I don't know. I feel like
Are we
we're kind of
recording
becoming
right
too. It is recording. We on right
Hey.
now.
But look though, this has been going on for almost 2 decades. 20 years of Kwame didn't say nothing. So
That
it's
is
not
funny,
sensitivity. It's not, oh, now you mad. It's
Now you
now I'm
gotta-
fed
But
up.
why? But
Yeah,
why
you
is
got
he
an
choosing
agenda.
to say something now?
Because he has a voice now.
And like you said, time passed. Like after a while, you start to see, these people have an agenda, and they're not just gonna let it slide unless I step in and say something, because this is gonna go on forever.
But Stephen A. hasn't brought up Kwame in like
It was
recent-
Steven Jackson and them. That why he first started talking. Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes said something, and he was going at them, and then he just happened to remember, well, fuck Stephen A. too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so he fed up, bro. You can't be upset with him.
I just
for
feel
that.
like-
he is in his feelings, but I mean, at the end of the day,
I
they've
don't
been
know.
talking about you for years.
15 plus
They
years.
have been talking, but then I just feel like I don't know. I feel like we kind of get to a point where you may get too sensitive with everything. Like at the end of the day, we're just talking about your job. Like I think it's your job. Like how good are you at that job? Like
Right, we're saying it's okay to critique somebody, but when you
Yeah.
critique them and be disrespectful at the same time,
It's the way you go
that's when
about
things
it.
turn. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Stephen A. didn't have to call him a scrub, but it's
He
like
called
a lot of
he
other
called him
things.
more than that. Like that wasn't the only thing he called him.
I'm
Throughout
sorry,
the
not to
years,
interrupt you. Go
that's
ahead,
good.
sorry.
Just throughout the years, that's all I was gonna say. Like he's been doing that.
And used him as a measurement.
Yeah.
Like you can either be Michael Jordan or you can be Kwame Brown.
The next Kwame Brown.
You know what I'm saying?
I've heard him
That's
say that a couple
disrespectful.
times. Yeah.
That's disrespectful. No matter how you put it, it's disrespectful. That's not criticizing his play.
Mm-hmm.
That's not saying what he did on the court. It will, like you're saying he's trash. Like,
But he's talking about he's trash on the court. He's not talking about like him making it, from where he came from and then doing all that. Like he's not talking about that. He's saying on the court, we expected you to be this great because you were the #1 draft pick and you didn't live up to those standards. Now, of course, Stephen A. has his own way of saying that. Like he goes into how he does it. But I'm saying like, if we can't critique your, at least how good you are at your job, I'm saying like we ain't gonna be able to say anything no more. It's like there's a point to these debate shows, and there's a point to like podcasting. We talk about the world. We give our opinion. We gotta be able to like it gotta be some type of. I mean, I guess there's an in between, but there's like how can we like let's say because then Reese, you had brought up earlier. You said Stephen A. ain't never played basketball, but let's say if we talk about boxers. I mean, we ain't never boxed, but
I'm not gonna say no boxer is a scrub.
Exactly.
Like,
knowing I can't beat him up.
Yeah, I know what goes into that, or some of what goes into that. I'm not just gonna be out here.
Mm-hmm.
That just doesn't make any sense. And for you to be so upset or to have something in your mind for that long of other people's expectations of somebody else, that's kind of insane. Like, you're still holding on to that year when he was supposed to be something. Like, let it go.
Can I say something though?
Yeah.
What about he's saying he should have lived up to a certain expectation, but what about when Kwame Brown comes out and tells his side saying, okay, I had this injury, these injuries right here. I had Michael Jordan, the expectations of being the number 1 overall pick and on the team with Michael Jordan, everyone's GOAT, and the pressures of that, which, probably obviously you can't live up to that. I mean, like, it's Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying? So like, and I don't think he's sensitive. It's like you said. What did you say? Like, you can't.
Yeah,
say
I don't think he's sensitive. Like, I'm more so saying, like, on a larger scale though. If we always measure it by, if we can do that, then it's almost like a lot of these. You ain't gonna be able to talk about anything almost because unless we're into everything.
Yeah, we just saying you can talk about it, just don't be disrespectful.
Yeah.
Or it's a certain way you go. Like, we understand jokes, but like sometimes Stephen A. be going too far with the disrespect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like at some point.
And it's just, I just feel like the man stayed quiet for 15 plus years.
Yeah.
Like, he did not say nothing. Kwame Brown was living his life. So for people to come out and say you mad now or you being sensitive, okay, I can be. Because if this shit been building up for 15 plus years and now I'm fed up, I'm going to express everything that I feel.
And some people don't want you to say nothing about them.
Exactly.
Just because he's an NBA player don't mean that he's one of those people that, oh, you can play with my name.
Yeah.
Like, he might be somebody that's like, oh, I'm holding his own because I don't want to say nothing. But after a while, it gets to a point to where you have to say something because you're just going to, because, he's on national TV just grilling you. Like,
you got kids, you a grown man.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't understand it.
But he's grilling his game. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm against what Kwame said. Like, obviously you can stand up, you can say whatever you want to say, stand up for yourself, and I respect that. But I'm just saying, like, on a larger scale, let's say even for like music artists or whatever the case may be, I feel like we almost get to a point where you can't even be critical of somebody nowadays because they can take that in the worst way. Even if you were being respectful about it, but you just gave your opinion. You was like, this music artist, you don't have to say they trash, but you'd be like, this music artist, their music ain't that good, or that album wasn't good. Some of them gonna take that and
then when I make that into a running joke, that's when it gets disrespectful. When I keep beating the dead horse, that's when it get disrespectful.
And never compliment him, though.
What about
never compliment him?
What about Ben Simmons? Ben Simmons is taking a lot of heat right now, but I'm saying, like, if he's taking that much heat and he's actually, he's played good at times and he actually got good skills. I'm not surprised that Kwame is, got the heat that he got because he was the number 1 pick, and then that comes with already a standard that you gotta try to live up to, like,
I think he was.
It wasn't his fault he got picked first.
Player out of high school.
But it's we hold people to standards like that. Like, LeBron is living up to the standard of being called the king since he was like in high school. People have him. That's why they're so critical.
Kwame Brown to LeBron?
No, I'm just saying we're comparing the standards.
You about to have me out here sounding like Stephen A.
I'm just saying the standards though. The standard was he's a number 1 pick. LeBron was a number 1 pick. When you're a number 1 pick, no matter
did he get drafted before LeBron?
It didn't work out.
I think so.
It didn't work out.
So there was
that's all it is. That's all that worked.
I think there's a standard if you're a number 1 pick, no matter if you're LeBron.
Yeah, but
or
it was a higher
out.
standard because he got drafted to a team with everyone's greatest of all time, Michael Jordan. That was the heightened pressure of it. Like, he could have got drafted to their number 1 overall and been decent, and everybody would be like, well, all right, he just didn't pan out. but he played with Michael Jordan, and then when Mike say all this stuff that he's having his opinions on Kwame Brown, that's gonna get heightened. Like if Mike say, well, his work ethic ain't this, and he needs to do this better, and that's everybody gonna run with that for the rest of his career because Mike said it. Like it's so many factors that go into it. He was a 17, 18, 19-year-old kid. Like you still developing up here.
Exactly.
Like
And
when
also,
I was 19, 20, bro, I wasn't fully here. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So to have the whole world criticizing you, Michael Jordan criticizing you, and then you still don't say nothing. Like that's
I respect it. That's true.
The
That's true.
NFL bust, like the quarterbacks that be bust. You don't hear them, dragging their names all over the place.
Exactly.
That's the, damn near the crabs in the barrel, situation.
I've heard Stephen A. be super critical of like Tim Tebow. Every time he brings him up, he always say he can't throw, even though they friends. They friends, and he's like he can't throw.
But what if Tebow came out and said, "I don't like that"? You get what I'm saying? Kwame just came out and said he don't like. There's plenty of people that can come out and say Stephen A. said this and this and this about me. He's an ESPN analyst.
But then
for years.
that's my point on a larger scale. Is like there's some people that's gonna be, I guess more sensitive to what you say about them, no matter if you're respectful or not. So some people just don't want you to talk about them in general. But I'm just saying, that's an unrealistic standard to even have.
That's sensitivity to me.
Yeah.
Like Reese said, if I say something about you one time and I'm critical, like you said, if you think somebody's album is not that good, and I say, it's not my preference. Your album is not my.
You gotta
preference.
let them know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I say that and somebody feels a way about it, that's their sensitivity. But if I'm continuously saying this and this, like on one podcast I say I don't like your album, then on the next podcast I say, well, yeah, that shit was definitely trash, and then on the next one I'm saying, well, we need to burn that fucking CD. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying? It's
a constant.
And I'm not complimenting it, and I'm not even. Well, this song might have been good, and this song might have been good. No, I'm saying all that shit was weak.
Not even being critical, just critiquing shit. Like
it's only so much a human being can take, and he took 15 years plus.
No, I definitely respect it. I was just, throwing out the other side to this possibly, but I also seen I think Charlemagne has said something, and then Charlemagne apologized, and he didn't care about the apology either.
Charlemagne shouldn't open his mouth. I'm gonna leave it at that.